Tidal! Hey there YouTube. So today I'm doing a box opening of a Penny's box Antu Tidal Secret Mermaid. So I had a coupon on Legenddoll, and since I had seen these a few months prior, I thought I'd get one of them. Especially since, even though my luck is pretty bad with Blindbox kind of stuff, so like I liked all of the designs except one. So like out of 7, well technically 6, since the 7th is the secret and very hard to find. So I only had a 1 in 6 chance of not getting what I wanted basically. So I went for it. I ordered from Legenddoll, and I ordered some stuff for immortality along with the doll. And Legenddoll sent it in a Momo doll box. Nicely packaged and well protected as usual. And I'm pretty excited to see who I'm going to get. So I have the usual Legenddoll card or booklet with a singing guide and a product introduction thing. Then some bubble packing and a silicone head cap. I don't remember ordering that. Anyway, and a kimono. I originally wanted a blue and pink one, but that was out of stock. So since I already paid for it, I took this one, although the colors were a lot brighter on their website. And Legenddoll, as usual, wrapped the doll in a nice tissue paper with their sticker. Yeah, I'm getting really fond of using Legenddoll for my BJDs. Yeah, I'm also interested in the Penny's box 9-colored DS series, so maybe we'll see that in the future. Bye bye to all the packing pieces. Yeah, in front of the box we have the holographic sticker to prove authenticity. There's also another one in the back. So a picture of the figure is glass and the rest is matte. The back of the box has some information, and the side of the box has all the dolls. And I do not want the green one. It's the only one I don't care for. And the bottom and top of the box is pretty simple with logos. So we have a perforated strip, although it's only perforated at the sides, but the strip inside should probably make for a clean, relatively clean opening, but for me at least it's not clean enough, since I'm a collector. Even if I'm an out-of-box collector, I prefer my boxes looking better. If you see me fiddling in the back though, it's summer and there's mosquitoes everywhere. So I carefully cut open with my craft knife. And the box is open, and I see some orange, so I guess the pink one is orange-ish. So let's see. Really? Really. And the clear card is pretty flexible. And we have an instruction manual and product guide. The outfit and accessories. Anyway, we're back with a different view. I'm testing out the camera setup, so I hope you'll forgive the ugly stand on the left. The blister packaging seems to be a one-size-fits-all, so that any of the Antu mermaids can fit in the same blister. She is quite hefty for her size, and she's protected in a plastic bag. She has a very soft blushing on her face and some really nice sculpted details. The body is really soft and the tail has sporadic scales sculpted in. And the hair is also pretty detailed, with the yellow parts having gold paint on it. Unfortunately it's a bit blurry, but she measures about 27 centimeters. She has a double Ziploc bag with her shells, her extra hands and her fins. And I mentioned the card, it's clear plastic and it has a film to protect the paint, which dulls the picture a bit though. And her outfit. It comes in two pieces, a skirt and a dress part. It is packaged on its own. So the skirt is a single layer of, what's it called? Chiffon. And it's not really finished. It has velcro in the back and elastic at the waist. And some gold strips. The dress, however, is a really good quality. All the seams are finished. The sleeves or shoulder straps are elastic and the edges are serged and the top part is actually technically lined. So really nice quality for the scale. Along with her seashell bar we do have some sticky pieces and the extra hands. One pair is a pair of feminine fists and the other is a pair of hands that can make a heart. They're easily swapped out by just pulling out the hand, holding the elastic with one hand, removing the hand with your other hand and sliding the new hand onto the hook. Probably doesn't make sense the way I said it. Anyway, the double-sided sticky dots goes into the bar cups of the seashells, and the other side of the sticky dots have a piece of paper which is somehow really hard to get off. So the fins that go on her hips just plug in, but they pop off really easily. The connection point is pretty shallow. So her head has quite a bit of range, but limited by her long braids at the back. Her shoulders are standard, but with great range of motion. She does have double jointed elbows, almost 180 degrees, or a full bend. Her wrists, depending on how you pose the arms, whether or not they stay in place. She has some movement at the waist and all of the segments of her tail. Unfortunately, there is no real good way to say it. Her tail isn't very poseable, except for the fin at the bottom, which unfortunately is heavy, so even if you can pose it one way, it does drag the tail down a bit. She can stand on her fin if you bend it backwards, not forwards like I tied here. But it's also a bit finicky to get a balance between her waist and her tail for posing. So since her tail isn't that poseable, she struggles to sit, especially with her heavy head. Speaking of the head, these parts fit really snugly. A lot different compared to the 10,000 Escape Plan series doll I had, which is probably a testament at the quality. The joints also do have a really nice friction, so they don't easily pop out of place once you've posed them, well, except for the heavy head and the heavy tail. So the head is pretty simple to remove if you want. I'm not going to, but there's a bit of a demonstration. There's not face slides onto the neck piece pretty easily, although there does seem to be a bit of extra space between the head and the front of that neck piece. Not sure why, but it is all the way in. Anyway, jumping again to her hands. So here you can see when the arms are in neutral position, the hands posed really nicely. The sculpting is really nice. Except for the hair, the sculpting on all of the dolls would be the same. And even though the main part of the tail isn't completely clear plastic like the tail and fins, you can still see the elastic through it. And the tail fin is indeed a bit different color than the rest of the tail. But I love that it looks like water. When you have her hair pieces removed, you can make her fake sit with the fins on her waist. But since the fins pop off so easily, that doesn't hold long, and well, when you put her hair back on, it's impossible to redo it. Removing her shell bar was a bit difficult, and I'm removing it mainly because, well, most people said that you can't really get the dresses on once you have the seashell bar on. Although with this specific dress, I tested it later, you can have the shell bar and the dress on at the same time. Right, the sticky dots stuck really well to her chest, so I'm using my craft knife to remove them, without destroying them anyway. So the shoulder straps are elastic, so you don't have to worry too much about them. And there are a few threads hanging about. But it closes nicely in the back with a piece of Velcro, although the Velcro doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of the dress. Now I would recommend you put the skirt on before you put the dress on, because then you have to deal with falling fins and flipping the dress and whatnot. So here's a closer look at the skirt. You can see none of the edges are finished or hemmed, probably because it's a very transparent fabric and you'd see that, but I would have liked it finished in one way at least, maybe laser cut or whatever. Anyway, it closes nicely in the back with Velcro, and it gives the dress a whole lot of more poof. And the fins that fell out again. So, despite her being my least wanted, or well, the one I didn't want, she's grown on me since I've opened her, and it's made me want to get one of the Antu 9-colored deer dolls as well, sooner rather than later. But anyway, I made her a stand, and here she is. So it is a very nice doll, especially for the price. The sewing is very well, the dress itself is very nicely made, and the doll itself is really poseable. Unfortunately, the head and the heavy tail do limit the posability a bit, but not that much. Oh, she is cute. Even if she wasn't any of the ones I would have rather wanted, and it makes me think how much I would have enjoyed them more. But she's not a bad buy. I would recommend them to anyone who wants them. Anyway, here are some size comparisons, and thanks for watching. Bye.